Yeah, so like I was saying, Tupac, his whole persona, his whole name, his family lineage, his DNA, and even when you look at his natal chart, stars were aligned around the earth at the moment of his birth. According to this man was destined. Okay, this man was literally destined to attain secret hidden knowledge and to share it with the masses. And he was destined to die for that, people. He was destined to die for it. And I'm going to go ahead and prove this right now. When you look at this natal chart, look to your far left and you see the Aries symbol, okay? He had Moon and Aries in his first house. What is your first house? Your first house is your ascendant, how the world perceives you. You can feel however you want to feel on the inside, but your ascendant is how the world is going to perceive you, how you first come off of your first impression from yourself to the world. I have the opposite ascendant as Tupac. I have Libra in the first house, which means that I come off as quiet, calm, cool, collective, to myself for the most part. Tupac came off as Aries, the ram, always getting into conflict, altercation, because he poured out his emotions, which is the moon. The moon right here is your emotions and feminine characteristics and mood swings, people. So he was letting his emotions be known to the world, regardless of how any other people felt. Okay, so that's his first house. When you go down to his second house, you see the planet Saturn there. And what is Saturn? Saturn is the big restriction on what that God placed in our lives. So what is the second house? The second house is money, possessions. The second house is material objects that we possess and gifts that are given to us, as far as whether it could be talent, it could be material resources. So what was happening around Tupac? He had a whole bunch of people that were trying to use and manipulate him, okay, and try to be vampires and suck away his resources, try to use him for his talent. And due to that, it caused him to go through a lot of hardships as far as material money. So when you go down past that, you're going to get down to his house, which is just going to be his money maker, which is the third house, because it's the house with most planets in it. And it's his third house. Now, when you get down to the third house has to do with the person's ability to communicate their message to other people. What do we have here? We have his soul's identity, the sun, in the third house. We have Mercury, which is his brain function, in the third house. Mercury is ruled by the third house, which just makes it that more powerful. And then he has Venus in the third house, which is love, okay, and which is more natural gifts given to us by the Creator. All these planets in the third house. So Tupac was naturally able to convey his message to any kind of person on the planet and make it so easy and understandable, to see what he was saying, and that allowed him to be a wonderful musician, a wonderful entertainer, a wonderful philanthropist, a wonderful humanitarian. Because like I said, according to this natal chart, this stuff was natural for him, natural. And when you get into Pluto, the god of the underworld, Pluto, that was sitting in his, what is this here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That was sitting in his sixth house of day-to-day jobs. Tupac was never able to get a 9-to-5, people. So it was destined for him to use his God-given talent and to send his message to the world to try to wake the world up, okay? When stuff happens in our life, it is for a reason. You can be unemployed for a certain amount of time, but you better understand and know that it's for a damn reason, people. Like I said, this was in the stars for Tupac. And let's get into the 8th house of death and rebirth. This man died, okay, due to Uranus, which is revolution, rebellion, independent thinking, and humanitarianism. Period, point blank. Uranus in the 8th house. That is what he was put to death for, was for Uranus, which is rebellion nature, revolution, humanitarianism, okay? And this is just as deep when you look at Jupiter, when you look at the planet Jupiter in astrology. That is the area of life where God has blessed you with, where you will never have any problems with. Floyd Mayweather has Jupiter in his 2nd house, which means Floyd Mayweather is never going to have any problems with his financial situations, people. It doesn't matter that he's an asshole, whether he was a guru, a spiritual guru, or an asshole, he was destined to have the money, people. So what he does with the money is his karmic duty and his choice. So like I was saying, Tupac had Jupiter in his 9th house of what? Serpent wisdom. I'm going to repeat that. The 9th zodiac sign between Scorpio and between Sagittarius is called Ophiuchus, which is this, or Serpentaurus, which is the serpent bearer. He had Jupiter in that house that allowed him to attain serpent wisdom, to understand what the government was trying to do with religion and with the music industry, to keep the masses dumbed down and nullified and subservient slaves. And he was putting that in his music. And even his name, Tupac Amaru, means serpent. Go do your research, people. This is very deep. We are all on a divine path by the Creator, put back here in this 3rd dimension. And if we don't fulfill our soul's destiny, we will be reincarnated, people. And I'm gonna end it on that note, man. It's very deep. And like I said, do your research, wake up, and know that Tupac was somebody real significant, and he was the reincarnated pharaoh Akhenaten.